Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? What's going on? Let's see. Ellie, Mickey Rosa, Janica, Laura. Hello, welcome in. Guys, we're here nice and early. I'm assuming you guys were the ones that were in the waiting room, so to speak. So welcome in. Glad you guys are here today. Let's see. I feel like my camera's not quite right. There we go. I think that's going to be a little bit better today. How's everybody doing? What are you guys up to? Who's doing nails today? Are you guys working at the salon? Are you guys at home? What's going on today? What are you guys up to? Let me know in the chat. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Let's see. Laura, I think I said hello to already. Elizabeth, Kimiko, Maria, Knickknack, Top Nail, Macon. Again, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, but in my head it looks like Macon. So let me know if I'm right on that. Macon Peterson, let me know if I'm right on that. Katrina, let's see. Mickey Rosa, you're on your way home from work. Well, okay, make sure that you're not actually watching this if you're driving, but I'm glad that you're joining in today. But welcome in everybody else. So happy that you are here with us today. I'm excited to kind of be back into the normal flow of things. I was out at our home office filming some videos for some upcoming upcoming demos for you guys. But I'm back on track now, and let me show you what fun things we're going to be using today. So we're going to be sticking with gel today. I know you guys, I'm going to try to change it up next week. Maybe we'll get to a little bit of acrylic. I kind of tend to go more towards gel just because that's what I use most days in salon. So that's usually why I do a lot of gel, but like I said, maybe next week I'll try to change it up and get those acrylic lovers out there, get you guys some designs and some ideas too. So don't worry about it. I promise I'll get those acrylics in here as well. But today, again, we're going to be doing some more gel. We're going to be starting with our clear Sculptor, and we're also going to be using our Build Pink. Those of you that have been watching for a while, you know that those are kind of my favorite combinations for doing my dimensional nails. And oh, good, Macon, I got it right. Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate that. All right, so our glitters that we're going to be using today are Search Mode and Chonky Chonks. And let's see, what else other fun stuff are we going to be using? We're going to be using our 6-piece art brush set. Got that. We're going to be using a few of our newest manicure color gel polish colors. So you guys, today we're going to be doing kind of a softer design. We're gonna be not quite so wild and crazy with the color, but we're still going to have some fun. We're still going to do, obviously we're going to do some sparkly things on the nails. And we're probably going to throw in some foils from our jewel foil kit. And you guys can see every time I open this, I rip it a little bit farther, but it still works great to keep the little jars in here. I've got another solution that I'm working on organizing these, but haven't had time to do it just yet. So, and then also you guys, if you haven't seen this yet, our new whimsical nail charm kit, and you guys, this is in the Brook AB box that is currently on sale on our website. So you guys make sure to check out the Brook AB box. It's got this whole set of charms in here. I'll show you guys these once we actually get into them, but there's some little roses, there's hearts, there's kind of like little pearls, bows and more bows, and some little cherries and butterflies and all kinds of super, super cute things. You guys, let me show you one more thing here too. Hold on. So we're not going to be using them today, but I do want to still show you guys. Also in the Brook AB box, we have 2 different sets of pre-designed tips. So these are full cover tips. So the first design is the checkered. And you guys, they're so cute. They are so cute. I am absolutely in love with these. Look at how cute that is. So you can use those as press-ons. You can glue them on. You can use the adhesive tabs that come in the kit. You can use fiber gel to adhere them. But look at how super cute that is. And you can use that as a whole set, or you can mix and match with the French Moon. And you guys, this also comes in that Brook AB box as well. So if you haven't checked out our sale, you guys, the sale goes till, maybe one of our moderators can confirm on there. I'm thinking, does it go till Friday or today, or does it go till Sunday? Moderators, please confirm. When does the sale end? For some reason, I just drew a blank on that. I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the right information. But again, how cute are these, you guys? Oh yeah, okay. So tonight, 11:59 Pacific time, Okay, make sure you guys jump onto the website if you need to get these super, super cute press-on nails. So again, both of those packs of tips and this super cute charm kit that I'm going to be using today, this comes all together in that Brooke AB box. So make sure to grab that while it lasts. But let's get into our design. Did I forget anything? I think we got it all. I think that's what I'm going to be using today. So let's get into our design here and show you all these fun things that we've got. All right, let me readjust, get you guys in here. All right, you guys, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm kind of excited today. I'm really excited to use the charm kit. So I get all kind of crazy about it, but I am really excited today. So let's get into our nail, and I'm just going to start, just like always, pushing back the cuticles, making sure those cuticles get nice and cleaned up. And then we're going to go into our electric file. Now you guys, actually, let me show you this bit. I was actually just using this on my own nails. This is our under the nail cleaner. I'm not going to use this for prep, but I absolutely love this one. And since it was in my handpiece, I just want to show you. This, you guys, this works amazing for cleaning out under those natural, or under those enhancements. Maybe if you get a little bit of nail that's kind of peeling away, or if maybe you got just a little edge of product, you can use that under the nail bit to clean right around those edges. So it was in there, so I just wanted to show you guys. But super amazing bit. I absolutely love that one. But let's get into prepping our nail. And for prep, we're going to be using a sanding band. Now the sanding band is a medium grit. It is similar to the grit of your 150 grit hand files. Okay, so it is a medium. It's not going to be extra coarse or anything like that to do damage to the nail, but it's not going to be fine where it's going to buff the surface of the nail. It is going to give you a little bit of texture to that natural nail, which is exactly what we want. We want to remove the shine, just kind of feathering through the surface of the nail. And what this is going to do is it's actually going to break up the surface oils in that nail, give that nail just a little bit of texture so that our product will adhere really, really well. Let's see, Mickey Rosa is asking, what's it called? Are you asking about the kit or, oh, the bit? The bit that I'm using here, this one is our, let me turn that off just a second. This is a medium sanding band over the Mandrel. So let me show you what the Mandrel is underneath. So to take off that sanding band, I usually just use the handle of my brush and just slide that off there. If you were asking about the other bit that I was using, it's just called the under the nail cleaner bit. I think it's just the under the nail bit. Okay, so if you were asking about that one, absolutely love that one. Otherwise, we'll put our sanding band back on to our mandrel. Okay, hopefully that helped you. Let's see, Benetta's asking if there is a bit video explaining what each bit is used for. I believe there is. You guys, we have over 3,000 videos here on our YouTube channel. So if there's a question that you guys ever have, check out all of our videos. There is a little search option. So if you have a question, most likely we have a video to answer it. So make sure to check out all of our videos as well, you guys. Okay, so all I'm doing is just dusting off this nail, getting all that extra dust off of there. Gonna show our perfectly prepped nail surface, and then we're gonna come to our swipe. And swipe is our cleanser. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that swipe, pump that up onto my manicure brush. And then we're just gonna come through and kind of scrub that nail. So like I said, this is our cleanser. It's going to clean off any dust, any dirt, any germs, any bacteria that's on that nail, anything icky that we don't want on that nail, it's going to remove that. Now, do you see as I'm waiting just a few more seconds here, see how it's starting to come back to kind of that chalky dry look? That's what we want. Let me show you guys that again, just to make sure that you can see. So once I am done kind of cleaning that off, you'll see that it's going to look wet. But we want to wait until it goes back to that chalky dry look. Once it gets back to that chalky dry look, then we can move on to our next step. But let me just wait for just a few more seconds here. Okay, so now again, you can start to see that chalky look come back. It's just kind of magic. It's still just a little bit of moisture right back around that cuticle. Okay, now it looks like it's nice and completely dry. Once the nail is completely dry, then we can go to our protein bond. What you want to make sure you're not doing is if there is still wet swipe on that nail, don't put your protein bond on just yet. You want to make sure that it's completely dry. If you do have that little bit of swipe that's on the nail, it's basically going to kind of nullify your protein bond, and we definitely don't want to do that. So make sure that it is completely dry before you put the protein bond on. All right, so protein bond, what this is it's our bonder. Now, it's not a primer, so it doesn't have any of the methacrylic acid that most primers do. But when I say it's a bonder, I mean that it works like a double-sided tape. So it's going to stick down to that natural nail, but you'll notice that it stays sticky. This isn't going to dry chalky like that swipe does. This is going to remain sticky, and it's going to have that tacky surface so that when we apply our next application, whether it's acrylic or gel polish, it's going to have a sticky surface to adhere to. Now, because today we're doing a hard gel enhancement, I'm going to use 2 coats of my protein bond. 2 coats of protein bond is going to give you the best adhesion. If you're doing just a regular gel manicure, I would say 1 coat of protein bond is going to be just fine, but on enhancements, I always recommend using 2 coats. All right, let's see here. Let me grab one of our forms, come out a little bit. I'm just going to peel that off the backing, and I am going to grab that little center tab out of the middle. Now let me grab my form here. So what I like to do, is I will take that little tab and I'm going to place that on the back of my form. The reason for that is that we're going to give that form a little bit of kind of a pinch, and having that extra layer on the back is going to give our form a little bit more stability. So make sure you always put that tab on the back. It can go with the blue shiny side up, or it can go with the sticky side up. Either way is fine. Just make sure you get that little tab on the back. And then we're also going to make sure that we pinch these 2 little silver tabs together nice and even. Okay, so there's 2 little tabs on either side. Make sure that you're pinching them nice and even together. If you pinch them, I'm going to over exaggerate this, you guys, but if you pinch them lopsided like that, where they don't meet up, what's going to happen is if you look at your form, it's going to be lopsided, okay? So that nail is going to end up being sculpted lopsided. So make sure, again, that when you're pinching your forms together, let me grab another form here. Okay, same thing. Take that little tab out of the middle, stick that on the back. And again, you want to make sure that you're pinching those tabs together nice and evenly, as even as you can get them, so that your nail is going to be nice and straight. Now, if you're working and doing a square nail, I would leave that end open, but we're actually going to be doing an almond-shaped nail today. Just a little bit shorter. We're not going too crazy on the length today, but just pinch that together a little bit at the end. And then I'm going to open up that little perforation at the top. Just going to kind of press that down, just kind of widen it up just a little bit more to make sure that that's going to fit underneath my nail. I'm going to get my form up underneath that free edge, and then you guys can kind of see it's slightly angled downward. I'm going to lift up at the end and bring that up so that that form comes straight out from that natural nail, and then I'll secure it on my sides. Okay, I think we're looking nice and straight on there. Take a look again from the side. Again, do you see how that's coming straight out from that natural nail? It's not angling up, it's not angling down, just coming nice and straight, okay? And then also, do you guys kind of see how that light is reflecting right here? Use that light reflection as your guide. You're going to go from the corner of the nail here to the point of the form. That's going to be kind of the shaping, okay? We're not necessarily going to use those straight lines down the form. We are going to maybe use those lines going across here, but not the ones here, because this one, we're not going to do a square nail. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to pinch this form a little bit shorter. I'm going to be doing, like I said, a shorter almond. So I'm just going to start to pinch that form down just a little bit. Okay, so now you can kind of see that's about the shape that we're going to be creating with our nail. Okay, want to make sure again that it is still coming nice and straight out from the sidewalls. Again, you guys see how that light reflects? That's going to be our guide. That's going to be our shaping. Okay, so kind of keep an eye on that as you're working. All right, let me grab my brush. And you guys, today I've got my Pro Gel Sculptor. I love this brush because it comes in 2 pieces so that you can take, let me come out a little bit here. So you can take those 2 pieces apart and reconnect them. And so now you have a handle, or you can also use that as a brush cover to keep your brushes nice and clean. All right, let's grab our gel. And again, you guys, I'm gonna start with my clear sculptor in the tube. And then I'm also going to grab my little tile here. And I like to have this handy just to kind of use to kind of help keep my brush clean. Or if I'm going to be mixing anything, I'll use that. I do need to clean this off a little bit. So I'm going to grab a little bit of swipe on my lint-free wipe here. Make sure that I don't have any dust. Or looks like I have a few miscellaneous pieces of glitter on there from the last time I used it. So I just use that to clean off that really well today. All right, you guys, anybody new to our chat here? Anybody new to our Young Nails community? Let me know in the chat if you're new to us. And if you are new, make sure that you guys have hit that subscribe button so that you can come back and join us for all the great education that we do here for you. All right. Oh, Marilyn's new, Nyla's new, some new people. Awesome, you guys. How did you hear about our channel? I want to know. I'm curious. Where are you guys coming from? Okay, so we've got our clear sculptor again. And you guys, you can see my tube is getting a little ways down there. That's why I've got my little squeezy tool on here so that I can just kind of, whoops, all right, I squeezed that a little too far. But that little squeezy tool, that really does help to keep your gel kind of condensed into the tube so that I can just squeeze right down here and I don't have to worry about trying to, move all of that product down into the tube. Okay, let's squeeze a little bit of that product. Whoops, we've got a random piece of glitter on there. Okay, let's try that again. We'll squeeze out a little bit of that clear sculptor onto our form. I'm going to just bring that up. Come in a little closer so you can see. Oh my gosh, you guys, lots of new people today. Welcome in, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so we'll try that again. So squeeze a little bit of your product onto the form, and then I'm just going to kind of draw that right up into my corners. Let that flow up into those corners up there. And I'm just kind of using the point of that applicator nozzle to kind of work my product. Notice that I don't have a brush just yet. I will grab my brush here, but for the most part, I do use that applicator to move my product. That way it's going to be nice and easy. And I can just use my brush to kind of clean up, okay? All right, so now I am gonna grab my brush and I'm gonna use my little tile to kind of wipe out my brush, make sure my brush is nice and clean, and really make sure that it's kind of flattened out a little bit because I'm gonna use the edge of my brush. I'm gonna just kind of tuck that edge right along the side of my product and just pull that product back in a straight line so that it comes right out from that natural nail. I'm going to wipe off any extra gel from my brush. I'm going to come over to the other side. I'll turn this so you guys can see a little bit better. And just the same thing. I'm going to just kind of pull that brush back so that my product is coming out at a nice straight line. Okay. Now notice I didn't come back and wipe up onto that natural nail. Okay, that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be touching your brush onto the skin like that. Any product that you do get on the skin, you do want to make sure that you clean that off right away. So as you're working on those sides, do you see how I kind of, as I wipe my brush back, when I get to where it might touch that natural nail, I just start to kind of tilt the angle up a little bit so that I'm just coming right up onto that natural nail and I don't touch that skin on the side. Okay, so you guys make sure as you're working with gels, especially make sure that you're not touching that product onto that skin and onto those side walls. Okay, I think we're good there. We've got our shaping in. Let's go ahead and put this into our light. All right, so we're going to go into the light for about 30 seconds. We're just going to freeze that into place. And I'm going to grab my base gel. All right, all you people that are new to our channel, have you guys liked and subscribed to our channel? I would love it if you do. That would be fantastic. And welcome to all of you. We appreciate you being here. Okay, so the next gel that we're going to use is our base gel. And you can see base gel is very thin. It is very self-leveling, But here's the thing, we're not going to be using this product to really build up a lot of structure. We're just going to be using it in a thin layer. So once our nail is cured out, okay, so we were in there for at least 30 seconds, enough to freeze that into place. So with our base gel, I'm just going to kind of glide over the surface of that gel, tap off that little bit of a string, and then we're just going to come in and brush that base onto the nail. And you can see I'm using a good amount of pressure with my brush because I really want to press that base down into, I always say, down into all the little nooks and crannies of the nail. So down into all of the texture and the layers of the nail here, we're just going to get that base right down in there. The base is what's going to have the best bond to the natural nail, so you always want to start your gel applications by using that coat of base on the natural nail. If you skip base, you're not going to have as good of adhesion as you should, okay? So make sure that you always use that base layer. And what I just did here is I usually will take just a tiny little bit more of my gel and just kind of run that right across that connection, right where that natural nail connects to that free edge. That way I know my extension is secure onto the form. Or the extension is secure to that nail. Sorry, guys. Okay, same thing. We are going to cure that for a quick 30 seconds. Lisa Chambers, yes. You're asking if I can do an acrylic nail next week. I kind of realized that I do a lot of gels here for you guys on demo. I do a lot of acrylic in salon as well, so I will definitely add those in next week, and we'll change it up a little bit next week. So today, for part of our design, we're going to be using some of our manicure colors. Now, these are some of our newer colors that we just launched maybe a month or two ago. Yeah, maybe a little bit longer ago than that, but I can't remember for sure. But these are a couple of our newest colors. We've got Shell Buzzer and Ballerin-Oh and Pricey Pup. So you guys, let me show you what these colors are going to look like before we actually get into our design. And I did kind of decide to kind of tone it down just a little bit here. We're gonna do a classy looking nail. All right, I don't know, you guys. I guess a lot of our nails are classy, but fancy, but they're a little bit more colorful. So today is gonna be a little bit more neutral. Let's just say that, a little more neutral, not classy. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Our first one, Shell Buzzer. Let me make sure my tile is dry here real quick. All right, so Shell Buzzer is, you guys, if you've had a chance to use the pink opal and the honey opal acrylic and gel, that's really close to what this gel polish looks like. So it's kind of that peachy, gold, rose goldy. It's so many different kind of colors and shimmers all in one, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So I hope you guys can see. I tell you guys, camera doesn't do it justice. But if you have those other acrylic and gels, this is kind of what it's going to look like. Then our next color is going to be Ballerin-Oh, which is just a really pretty soft pink, but it does have just a hint of shimmer to it. You can kind of see there you go. You can kind of see that light reflecting. So just a little hint of shimmer, a little hint of pearl. And then our next one is Pricey Pup, which is kind of a tan, taupey, it's actually a really pretty nude color. So I absolutely love these colors all together. Okay, so these are the colors that we're going to be using in our design today. So let's grab our form out of our nail out of the light. I'm going to take my form off. And just going to start to kind of marble these colors onto the nail. So just kind of dabbing a little bit. And again, you guys, this is one of those techniques you probably actually see me do quite a bit. It's super easy. There's nothing that you really have to think about. I'm going to wipe that brush back onto my tile here just to make sure if I touched any of my other colors that I don't contaminate the rest of that bottle. Okay, let me grab, okay, so I'm going to grab my brush set here, and I'm going to grab one of my smaller, shorter liner brush. And you guys, I always leave the little plastic caps on my art brushes just to keep that brush very safe, okay? All right, so let's come back here to our nail. And I'm just going to use my brush here to kind of marble some of those colors together, just kind of blend them a little bit. I'm not trying to combine everything. I may even leave a little bit of kind of spacing in between, leave some clear sections maybe. We'll see how it kind of flows together. I am going to come right up to that cuticle area though, make sure I get a little bit of color up by that cuticle. And again, you guys, just kind of using the point of that brush just to kind of combine some things a little bit. And don't worry if the blend isn't perfect. Again, this is not the time for worrying about perfection or worrying about anything like that. This is just the time to have fun. So just kind of moving your product wherever you think it's going to look good. Okay, let's get that back into the light again for another 30-second freeze. Cap up our gel polishes here. And you guys, as I work, I do try to close up all my containers as I go. Sometimes when I get a lot of different things on my station, I start to end up knocking things over. So I always try to, just like I almost did here, I always try to cover things up as I go so that I'm not going to make a mess. Okay, so let's grab our glitters that we're going to work with, and we've got search mode. Search mode is kind of those hexagons, but it's a multicolor. So I think that's going to go really pretty. And then we've also got our Chonky Chonks, which is that chunkier mylar. Now with the mylar pieces, I do like to, again, I'm going to grab my little tile here. I'm going to just grab just a little pinch of those and kind of just drizzle them right onto my little tile here. That way I can use them right from the tile, and they'll be super easy, and it kind of breaks them up a little bit, and this way I can also see all of the different shapes and sizes to my mylars. All right, so I'm going to come back to my base gel, and we're going to apply just a nice thin layer of the base gel on here so that we've got something to apply our glitter and our mylar to. Now there is a tacky surface on, oops, sorry guys, there is a tacky surface on those gel polishes, but I want something just a little bit thicker. I want something that I can set those mylar pieces down into, and it's really going to hold them on there. So go like that. And actually I'm going to grab, you guys, if you've seen me do dimensional nails before, you know I usually grab one of my older art brushes, maybe something that's not perfectly to a point anymore, maybe something that's frayed out a little bit, something that's not going to come to that perfect point like my other striper brush does. Because this way, let's scooch that out of the way here, this way I can use that to pick up those little pieces of confetti and just set them down into the nail. And it'll pick up a few at a time. And then I can just kind of place those down. And again, you guys, place them wherever you feel like you want a little bit of light reflection. And because we've got this base color, or this layer of base down there, we can move our little pieces anywhere we want to. So if they go somewhere and you're like, ooh, maybe I didn't want them there, you can move them. Just move them out of the way. Or if you really don't like one, maybe this one was bothering you, just take that one off, okay? That's the joy of working in a tacky layer, or sorry guys, in a wet layer of gel, because you can really move things to where you want them. And then once you're liking exactly where they are, then you can cure them into place. Okay, so you're not really stuck with them until you cure them. So I'm just gonna kind of break these apart a little bit so that they're not also overlapping. All right, and then let's grab a little bit of those mylar pieces. Maybe we'll put these kind of in the middle here. And again, just setting them down into that wet gel. Just kind of placing them wherever I want. Overlapping or not, you guys, you make the choice. You see how your design is looking. If you want more color somewhere, add more. It's all about what you guys decide for your designs. All right, I think we're good there. What do you guys think? We need more, or are we good? And don't worry, I still have other colors that I'm going to add into this, but you know what? I'm going to be honest. I kind of liked not so much in there, so I'm going to take a little bit of this off. We'll see. And again, you guys, it's kind of fun. Once you start really working with your products and kind of playing around with them, you're going to be able to create those different designs, and you'll start to see what, what you like, what you don't like, what looks good, what you're like, well, maybe that's not quite what I was going for. But again, you guys, you can work with your product and move it until you like how it looks. Okay, I think we're good there. Let's get that back into the light. And again, we'll go another 30 seconds. Oh, it looks like our moderators have our Discord link in there. You guys, if you haven't joined our Discord yet, make sure that you do, because I will usually post all of the colors and everything that I'm going to be using for our demo. I'll post that in our Discord channel. So those of you, if you want to maybe work along with me, you can always check our Discord first and see what I'm going to be using for the day, and then you can gather up those products. Or those of you, if you don't have the products and you're looking to purchase them, that's where I'll have that full list there for you guys, okay? So make sure you head over to our Discord server. Also, somebody else is asking, should I subscribe? Yes, absolutely subscribe. We love it when you subscribe, so definitely do that. Hit that like button. You guys do all of the things. We want you as part of our community, so make sure that you're join all of the fun. All right, so let's go to our Build Pink. Now, you guys, don't worry. I know I told you we were going to use some of the foils, and I promise we still will. I'm not done yet, but we're doing more dimension on this nail. So we're creating kind of that base layer with our color, and then we created another layer with our glitter and our mylar. Then we're going to do another layer over the top using our foils. And then we're going to do another layer on top using our charms. So you guys, this is a multi-dimensional nail. Okay, so all I'm doing, I'm again using our Build Pink. Now, Build Pink is a little bit thinner viscosity, a little thinner texture than the Clear Sculptor. So Clear Sculptor is a little thicker. Build Pink is a little thinner. So Build Pink is going to kind of flow a little bit more. So with this one, I do have to work a little bit quicker than I did with the Clear Sculptor. So if you're doing this on full sets, I would definitely recommend grabbing an orange wood stick. Whoops, I just stuck my nail in there. But make sure you have an orange wood stick or something where you can make sure that you're not getting product on the skin. And you guys, it is warmer in my area today. Usually when I do my demos, I turn my air off so that you don't have that background noise. So it does get a little bit warmer in my area while I'm working. So that's why my product is still going to run just a little bit more than normal. And all right, actually grab an orange wood stick, Karen. Okay, oops. And now we're moving along this side. So again, you guys, that Build Pink, especially in warmer temperatures, it's going to move. So make sure that you're not trying to play around with it too much. Get it onto the nail and then get it into the light. And Steve the Thumb has his bone sticking out. Yeah, you know what? For some reason, I just can't quite keep my little, the skin part onto that nail. But that's okay. It's a trainer hand. It's not anything major. They pop off. That's kind of the joy of it. So not to worry. Okay, you guys, so I just put that in there for a quick 30-second freeze just to kind of set that product into place. And now I'm going to take it back out and we're going to check it. Okay, usually when I'm doing my dimensional nails here like this, let's see if we can get focus better. All right, guys, sorry, I'm not sure why it's not focusing. What are we focusing? There we go. So you can see I've got that little bit of a dip right through here, okay? And again, when I'm doing my dimensional nails, a lot of times I just go through and get product on there just enough to cap everything that's on my nail. And then I can go through after setting that product and I can kind of fill in any low spots. So I'm going to just do another layer right down the center. We're going to just kind of feather that off to the sides a little bit. And then I think that's going to give us the structure that we need. So now I'm going to get this back into the light for a full 60 seconds, and that's going to cure it all the way. Now again, in the meantime, you guys, this is usually when I go through and I clean up my station a little bit, cap all of my products, put some things away, clear some things out of the way that I don't need, and then grab whatever else I am going to need. So at this point, let me, again, get a couple other things out of the way here. So again, we're going to go back to filing this nail. So before we were using our sanding band, now we're going to switch over to our carbide bit. And you guys, we've got two different carbides. We've got our X-Cut carbide, which is this one. Let me clean this off a little bit for you guys to see. And just grab a little bit of swipe to kind of clean that off. And then we also have our safety bit. Now, left-handed techs, we didn't forget about you, and actually left-handed techs, we've got a sale going for you. Right now, I believe we've got our, yeah, let me clean this one more time here. We've got our left-handed bits on sale, so check that out. We have a left-handed safety bit, and we also have a left-handed X-Cut. So you guys, this one is not the left-handed. This is the right-handed because I am a right-handed tech. So, but we do have left-handed bits for those left-handed techs out there as well, okay? So make sure if you're a lefty, use those lefty bits. If you're a righty, use the right-handed bits. We do have the X-Cut and the safety bit. The only difference between these is the safety bit has the rounded top. So if you're worried about working up a little closer to that cuticle area, the safety bit's going to be a little bit easier for you, okay? Oh, baby, you bought the left-handed deal twice. You guys, I'm telling you, when bits are on sale, it's a great time to stock up. So definitely do that. And those lefties out there, it is a great time for you to get some good bits. So. All right, so we're going to just use a little bit of swipe. We're going to cleanse this nail off. Whoops. Don't pull your client's fingers off. All right, you guys. Actually, you know what? I want you to hear that. When you're using the trainer hands, with our trainer hands, the nails should click in 3 times. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but actually, I think I might. There's a 4th, okay? So the 3 times in there is what's going to really hold that nail in there well. Now, you guys, if I am accidentally kind of pulling that end off, obviously that tip is going to pop out. But by clicking in there the 3 to 4 times, that's really going to secure that nail in there, okay? So make sure you do that when you're working with the trainer hand to keep that nail in there really well. All right, you guys, let me scooch some things around. And I am going to take my table towels off here. Let me rearrange there. There we go. And I've got my dust collector under here. We're going to turn that fan on under there. And I'm going to turn my e-file on to about 14,000 RPMs. And there we go. Okay. So I'm just going to start by coming in here, just kind of cleaning up my sides a little bit. And I'm going to pull forward on my left side. And then I'm going to push back on my right side. Okay, just to kind of clean up, taper those sides in. Clean up those edges. Now, let me take down that point just a little bit. So I'm going to start on my left side, and I'm just going to come right around that point and then back up my right side. So just kind of down and around, just to kind of round that out a little bit. Okay, now I think we're good there. I'm going to turn that nail on the side. Now, do you guys see how much product is hanging down here? What I want to happen is I want my product to come straight out from that lower arch. So straight out from where that client's nail naturally grows out. That's where I want my nail to come out from. So anything that's hanging lower than where you guys are seeing right now, anything that's hanging all this stuff right down here, we want to make sure that that gets filed off. So I'm going to use my electric file. And you guys, this is a great use of the trainer hands because you want to make sure you're practicing this technique on a trainer hand rather than starting on a real person. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to just push straight back until that product is coming straight out from that natural nail. Now, do I have a little bit of product back here still? Yes, but I'm not going to use my bit all the way back in there because I don't want to accidentally cut my client. Okay, we'll come back in there and clean the rest of that up with my hand file, but this way we can really just take down some of that extra product that's hanging off the edge. Same thing on this side. You guys see? Okay, so now I'm going to show you the opposite side. So before I was showing you this view, so that's where we want our product to come off. Now, if I hold my file here, that's all the stuff that we're actually going to file off, okay? So again, coming straight out from that natural nail, straight out from that sidewall is what we want to take off. So again, get back into frame here. We're just going to come right through and just taper that little bit off. So let me turn it on the side angle here. So again, you guys can see that's going to come straight out from that natural nail now, okay? Same thing on our other side. Let me see if you guys can see that. Okay, again, same thing, straight out from that natural nail, okay? Now, you guys, I think some of you are probably thinking, what the heck is she doing? You can't actually move a real client like that. Here's the thing, you can, okay? Let me readjust here. So what I do with my trainer hand is I actually turn the hand on the side like this, and you can do that with your clients. So if I'm the client, I can turn my hand all the way on the side like this. I can turn my hand all the way on the side like this, okay? Now, I can't quite show you this, but make sure that your client's arms aren't sticking straight out. Make sure that they kind of bend their elbow just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that, but bend their elbow just a little bit, so that way it's going to give them a little bit more mobility in how they can move and rotate their hands, okay? So you guys, you can do this on your real clients. It's not just on the practice hands. All right, so let's come back here. And let me grab my e-file again. Okay, let me come back in, get a good view here. So now at this point, we've cleaned up basically our perimeter of the nail. Now we're going to come up around the cuticle area. We're going to taper out our cuticle area just a little bit so that we get that product more flush down to that natural nail. Now I still have a little bit of a ridge. I'm not going to worry too much about it because I don't want to be up there hitting that client's cuticle. So just enough to kind of taper that down a little bit. And again, notice how I turn my client's finger. You guys can see I'm holding with an overhand grip. I'm not holding my client under here. I actually have my hand on top of hers so that I can actually rotate her fingers and move her a little bit easier. Okay, come back in. All right, so up again around that cuticle area. And then I'm going to look from the side view. Now you guys can see we've got a little bit of bulk right through here. We've got just the right amount of product here, and then we've got a little bit more bulk right through. Let's see. Does that help? There we go. Okay, so then we've got a little bit more bulk right through that free edge. So we want to do filing from here through about here, and then file down through here. We don't want to do much filing here because we don't need to take that down. So we're going to look again from this side view, and this is how I'm going to file. So this way I can start to see how that arch is going to come into place. Okay, so again, you can see I took the bulk down from that back area. Now we're going to work down into that free edge, take the bulk out there, and then we're just going to kind of blend all the way through so that everything flows together. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not sure why it's not focusing as well. There we go. So now you can see that arch is right into shape. We're going to turn the nail. We're going to look straight down the barrel. And at this point, we've taken down product right through the arch, but now it's a little bit thicker on the sides. Let me see. There you go. Okay, so now you can see we've taken down the bulk right through here. Now we just need to thin out this side and this side. So I'm going to put my bit right at that edge and just pull forward. That's going to take down the bulk right where I need it to. And then I'm just going to pull all the way through and just kind of contouring. And you guys notice the positioning of my bit. When I'm down on this left side, I'm using more of the top part of the bit. When I get up into the middle area, kind of that arch area, I'm using the middle part of the bit. When I'm down onto the right side, I use more of the base of the bit. Okay, that's how you're going to be able to contour all the way through that shape of the nail. And your bit is also going to wear a little bit more evenly from that way. Okay. All right, you guys. So we've got kind of the basic shape. We've got our arch in place. We're good there. I think we're just fine. Everything looks good. I'm going to switch over to that sanding band. So same bit that we used when we started. Okay, I'm going to put that one back in. We're going to turn our speed down to about 7,000 RPMs, and we're going to go through that same process just like we did. So same thing up around the cuticle, and now this is going to be able to get our product nice and flush. Okay, so it's flush right down to that natural nail, so we don't have any kind of a ledge right around that cuticle. And looks like, who was that, Swifty? Swifty subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing. You guys, we love that. We appreciate when you guys do that, so thank you so much. Okay, and same thing. I'm just going to kind of flow through that arch, just refining. You guys, you could have gone right to your hand file, and that would have been fine. But I like to use this bit because I feel like it's just one more step, one more way that I can really refine this nail without having to do a lot of work and put a lot of effort in, okay? If I'm using my e-file, it's going to be much easier on my hands, on my wrists, on my neck, my shoulders, on everything. It's going to be much easier than using my hand file for everything, okay? So you guys, if you haven't already, you guys make sure that you take a class or learn how to use that e-file properly, because I swear if you're going to be doing nails in salon for an extended period of time, it's going to be much easier on you, okay? All right, let's turn our e-file off and grab my hand file. We're going to straighten out our sidewalls here, and just coming in straight along that edge. And again, that little bit of product that was hanging off the side, don't worry, we're going to get that. And we're going to just come in straight on that side, and then we're going to kind of start to round out. So let me straighten out a little bit here so you guys can see exactly the angle that I'm coming from. Okay, so as I'm filing, I have my file straight here through this section, okay? Then, once I have that nice and straight here, then I start to slightly angle my angle my file, and that's how I'm going to come in and clean up that sidewall, so we're looking a little bit more almond shape. Okay, again, straight and then tapering. Okay. Same thing on the other side, straight, and then we're going to taper in. Okay, now notice you guys, I always have my file straight up and down. All I really see of my file is that blue line down the center. So as I'm filing, I keep that blue line in my sight. If I start to angle my file and I start to see more of that gray side of the bit, or sorry guys, I'm not using the e-file. If I start to see the gray side of my file, that means that I'm cutting in too much. Okay, I'm probably cutting into the corners. I may be cutting into that natural nail. So make sure that as you're doing your shaping, that all you see is that blue line down the center of the file. Okay, we'll just kind of round this out just a little bit. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time trying to perfect that almond shape because I'm going to show you how we're going to really perfect it. But I am still going to turn that nail back onto the side. Check that little product that was kind of stuck on the side there. We want to make sure, again, that we are coming straight out from that natural nail. And we're going to clean up that lower arch and that last little bit of product that was stuck up in that corner. Okay, so we've got that cleaned up now. Same thing on the other side. We're going to turn that hand over, clean up that lower arch. Again, keeping that file coming straight out from that natural nail. You guys, as you're working, if you're doing a lot of filing, go through, use your brush, dust that nail off so that you can see what you're filing just to make sure. Okay, now I'm going to check from underneath here, and it looks like my two lower arches are about the same level. So what I'm checking for here is sometimes maybe you might be at just a little slightly different angle here than you were here, and you may have one side lower than the other. I usually will come through from right here, again keeping that file straight. I'm not here and I'm not up here, just keeping that file straight under both of those edges, and this is how I'm really going to make sure that both of my lower arches are completely even. Okay, all right, we're good there. Back out here. So right now I'm going to come up around my cuticle area, just kind of tapering that around the cuticle, and then I'm going to either push down around those sides or I'm going to pull up around those sides. You can do a little bit of both, okay? Whichever works for you, but we're just tapering. We want to make sure that everything gets contoured and gets rounded on those edges. Okay, so just tapering around those edges all the way through. And then I'm going to I look from the side view to again see where my arch is, where my apex is, okay? Now, if I feel like I have a little bit more thickness at my free edge than I need to, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just take my file and file backwards, okay? And then what that's going to do is that's going to just taper that last little bit of that free edge so it's nice and thin. Your client is going to be able to pick things up off the floor. She's not going to lose her quarter to the floor anymore. Being nice and thin like that, she'll actually be able to use her fingers. But we still have that arch, we still have that thickness right where we need it for structure, but it's nice and thin at that free edge, okay? All right, I'm gonna turn the nail around, and I'm gonna look at this nail from my client's view. There we go. So I wanna see what she sees. So when she goes home, she's gonna look at her nails from this view. So this is where I'm going to check my shaping. So I want to make sure that everything is nice and even from side to side. So if I need to, I'll clean up anything along those sides and along those edges. And again, you guys, this is where I mentioned earlier I wasn't going to spend too much time shaping from that other view. This is where I really do spend my time perfecting that free edge shape. Because again, this is how I'm going to see from my client's view. And I want it to be nice and straight and perfect for what she sees, okay? Let's look backwards down the barrel of the nail. This is going to show us any high spots or low spots. You guys can see we've got a little bit of wideness right through here, and maybe just a little bit of tapering that's going to need to happen right through here, okay? So again, this view is crucial to getting those nails nice and contoured, nice and smooth, getting all of those last little lumps and bumps out of there. And I'm going to work all the way through from one side, all the way up and over to that other side, making sure everything is blended really, really well. All right. I think we are good to go there. What do you guys think so far? Are we liking the nail? I know, like I said, it's a little bit softer, a little bit more neutral than we normally do, but it's a great new option. Well, not new, but different option. Okay, let's dust off our nail. I'm gonna grab it back to our swipe, that nail cleanser. I'm gonna pump a little bit of that onto my brush. We'll cleanse that nail. Come back a little bit. There you guys go. Let's cleanse that nail a little bit. All right, now, I know some of you, again, those people that have been watching our streams for a while, I know you're wanting to chant and do our top coat chant, but we're not there yet. We've got another couple of things to go here, but I am still gonna go back to my protein bond. Okay, I'm gonna do another coat of my protein bond, and then you'll be able to see some of that color and some of that glitter underneath. Okay, so you're going to start to get an idea of what our nail is looking like. So just kind of that marble color underneath, a little bit of that sparkle. I am going to grab my manicure top coat. Now, I know a lot of you that see me do designs and everything, you know that I use the Ultimate Finish a lot. This time, I'm switching over to my manicure top coat because I want a gel that has a slight tack to it. Okay, the Ultimate Finish doesn't have that tacky surface once it's filed, but I want something that does have a tacky surface. So that's why I'm using my manicure top coat. And manicure top coat, it has that little bit of a tacky surface. It's also very nice thin application. So it's a nice thin top coat. So if you're adding a couple of layers, which is what we're gonna do, it's not gonna add bulk, okay? So I'm gonna get this into the light. I would say 30 seconds to a minute. And let's see, Araya, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Araya. What about the foil? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because that's exactly what we're going to be adding in at this point, okay? And again, you guys, I know I've ripped this box multiple times. It just keeps getting worse every time, but it's still a great storage. So I'm going to grab three different foils here. I've got two different golds. One's kind of a more of a yellow gold, one's a little bit of a softer gold, and then we've also got kind of that rose goldy kind of look. Okay, let me grab, I'm gonna grab another mixing tile. Candy's saying, I want to go to your store. You guys, youngnails.com is our store. That's where you can get all of these products. That's where everything is. So if any of these products look exciting to you, head to youngnails.com. We actually do have a sale going on too, so make sure to check out all those sale items. But let me clean off my jar, or clean off my mixing tile here. And then what I like to do with my foils is I will actually take out a little bit of each color and I will set that down onto my tile here. Now, depending on how much I'm going to use, sometimes I'll just use it right out of the jar. Sometimes I'll use it off of my mixing tile, just kind of a personal preference. But here's the thing, you guys. Make sure that you don't have any fans on. Make sure that you don't have any air blowing. If you sneeze, make sure to cover your mouth, because these are very light and delicate, and so they will blow away if there's a draft. Okay, so just kind of my way of using the product so that it doesn't all blow out of the container if there is a little bit of a draft. So we'll grab some of that. All right, our top coat is cured, but it does have that tacky surface to it. So let's grab, you guys, I just have my same brush that I was using for my gel application. I am going to clean that out, make sure that I don't have any gel in there. And then we're just going to grab a couple of these little pieces and just set them down into that tacky surface of the top coat. Now again, you guys, the top coat is cured, but it does have that tacky finish to it. So that's where these pieces of foil are just going to set right down into them. And I'm going to break this one up just a little bit. There we go. I don't want to, well, I was going to say, I don't want to overpower my glitters underneath. I just want a little bit more accent in here. So I'm just going to kind of break up those pieces, just by like pressing down into them, and that'll kind of break them up, separate them a little bit, and maybe just a little bit more of that gold. And you guys, you could have put your foil down into the different layers and then encapsulated the foil as well, but I like to add it on top because again, it's just going to give one more layer, so you're going to see more depth to that nail. And I think we're good there. I am going to grab my little, you guys, this is one of our old school stampers. I'm just going to clean that off, and I just use a lint roller, you guys. It's nothing fancy, just one of those sticky lint rollers, and just clean that off on your lint roller. And then you can use that to really make sure that those foils are pressed down. This way you're not going to touch that tacky surface with your finger or anything like that, but you're going to make sure that those pieces of foil are really set down into that top coat. Okay, I know, you guys, the charms, they're coming. I promise. I promise. Okay, I'm going to do one more coat of my manicure top coat. I told you guys we were going to do layer on top of layer on top of layer. So I'm getting there. I know you want to see the charms. I may or may not be kind of teasing you a little bit, but just kidding. I'm really not. I am just trying to do more layers here. Okay, so we're going to get that back into the light one more time. And we'll set my foils off to the side. Okay, you guys, here you go. Here's our whimsical charm kit. And you guys, I literally just got this too. So I'm going to be opening this one for the first time. I did get to work with them prior to today, so I have had a chance to play around with them, but they are super fun, you guys. They come in little packages, so you want to make sure that you open up your little packages here. And we'll just tear that open. Or you can cut them if you need a scissors. And we'll just pour those out into our little tray. All right, you guys, we've got some white roses. Actually, they're more kind of a cream color. We've got pink roses and we've got red roses. What color do you guys want on our design today? Janica, calm down. We're not doing top coat just yet. We got to do our charms. So you guys, you let me know. Cream, pink, or red roses today. Let me know in the chat. I'm going to open up all three of them. Let me know which ones you want me to add to this nail. The cream colors, the pink, or the red. What do you guys think is going to look best? And I will show you all three here. Pink, red or pink, cream, cream and pink, cream, pink, pink roses. Need more red contrast. All right, you guys. Well, let's see. Tell you what, let me grab one of each. Pink. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of pinks. Let me grab one of each so you guys can see. Ah, look at how cute those are. I just love these. I think they're so cute. Okay, so we'll hold that up there. Now looking, what do we think? I do like the cream and the pink. I think the red might be a little too much on these for today. Yeah, pink, cream. Okay, we'll do one of each, the pink and the cream. Okay, so let me get my tile back over here. Set those down there. And you guys, one other thing, if you have the, and you guys, this is actually, whoops, where did it go? In the, what is this? Our fruit cocktail charm kit, which also is on sale. Not that I'm trying to make you buy all the good things, but you guys, this is on sale and it does come with an awesome tweezer. So that's what I wanted to show you from that. That kit has a great tweezer in it, and this works awesome for picking up these little charms. It's going to make your life much easier. So just a little option, make your life a little easier. Okay, you guys, I am going to, where did it go? I'm going to grab my clear Sculptor. Okay, now you guys, I told you that our manicure top coat does have a tacky finish to it. So I can go right into my clear Sculptor without having to wipe off that tacky surface or anything like that. And I'm going to use that clear Sculptor to adhere my little charms. So I think, where do I want to place them? Let me take a quick peek before I actually add any gel. Let me come in here. So I kind of like to just eyeball where I'm going to place these. And again, because there is that tacky surface, they'll kind of set right down on there. What do you think, guys? Right there? Like how that's going to look? I think I like how that's going to look. So I'm going to just set those back. So that way it just kind of gave me an idea of where I'm going to put my gel to adhere them. So I'm just going to put just a tiny little drop of gel right onto that nail. Oops, that was a little too much there. And maybe one more right there. So you guys, just a little bit of gel goes a long way. You don't need much. So I'm going to pick up and just set those right down into my drop of gel. And again, I'm using the clear Sculptor because it is a little bit thicker. Now, here's a trick, you guys. Where did I lose it? I'm going to grab my mini single finger curing light, because if my product starts to run, I want to be able to hold that into place. Okay, so I'm going to grab my little mini curing light here. Let me see, you guys can see that. Okay, so there we go. So I am kind of holding those those roses into place, and then we'll use our little curing light to really set those into place. Now, I am going to do a full cure of these after I get them set into place, but this is just going to help me to kind of keep that position and just set that gel so that once I am able to get them into the light, they're not going to move. Okay, get underneath there. Okay, I think we are good. So that basically just kind of set them into place. Now I can put them fully into our big light here to cure all the way through. Whoops, there we go. So we're going to give that another 30-second freeze into place, and then I'm going to show you guys how to really secure those onto the nail, so that way they're not going to chip or get knocked off. And Rovanota's asking, what kind of gel did I use to set the roses? Just the clear Sculptor in the tube, just like we were using for our extension. Okay, yep, clear Sculptor, clear Sculptor. It's a personal preference. The reason that I like to use the clear Sculptor is because it's a little bit thicker. It's not as self-leveling, so it's not going to move as I'm working. Okay. All right, so you guys, I'm going to do one more top coat, but we're also going to seal right around the base of these charms. Okay. So I'm going to take a little bit more of, actually, you know what? I'm going to use the Ultimate Finish at this point, because Ultimate Finish is a tack-free top coat. And so the tack-free top coat, I'm not going to have to worry about wiping anything off. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a little bit of that Ultimate Finish onto my mixing tile here. And I'm going to grab that little liner brush that I was using earlier. And I'm going to use that, and we're going to just bring that right around the base of those charms. Trying to get that, let me come in a little closer so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Just getting that all the way around the base of those roses, really kind of securing those down onto that nail. Okay, right around all those little edges. I'm not getting up over the charms. We don't need to do that, but we do just need to kind of secure and anchor in that base. Just kind of coming right around, again, just kind of drizzling that top coat all the way around the base of those stones. And again, this is going to help to keep from catching on hair and things like that. So really make sure that the base of those charms is sealed all the way around. Getting all the way up in there. And again, you guys, your clients are mobile. They can move, they can turn. Okay, and then I'm going to just take a little bit more of that top coat and really just seal that whole nail. So I'm going to grab my top coat, and then we'll just top coat and secure everything else onto the nail. So this way, we're not, again, going to have any of that tacky surface to wipe off. I'm going to grab just a little bit more to bring right up around this back area. All right, so everything is going to be sealed perfectly all the way around. We're going to get that into the light. Now you guys can do the top coat chant. That was our last layer that we were going to put on. So go ahead and do the top coat chant. That's going to cure for a full 60 seconds. And then once we take that out, there is not going to be any more tacky surface for us to have to wipe off. So in the meantime, you guys, if again you're new to our channel, make sure that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, do the top coat chant in the chat. I love to see that. And again, 60 seconds in the light, but you guys, I'm going to take this out a little sooner so that you guys can see the final look here. So one more time, that is our, let me come in here. That is our whimsical charm kit and all of our other fun colors on there, mylars, confettis, foils, gel polishes, all those amazing fun things. And again, you guys, the whimsical charm kit comes in the Brook AB box on our website. It is on sale now, so make sure to jump over to our website and check that out. We've got some other fun things on sale as well for you. So hopefully you guys loved the charms today. Hopefully you guys will try them out, because you guys, they are super fun. I absolutely love them. So we will see you guys again next week. I hope we all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy some time outside. Enjoy some time with your family and all your friends and your puppies and your kitties and all of the things. And you guys have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back next week. Bye, guys.